Hi guys, it's a pregame show and we're here to talk pregame stuff. That's great, isn't it? We're going to go through and look at lineups. Someone suggested, I think it was Jack, that said, hey, can you do NBA Pick'em again? Yeah, might as well. Why not? That was fun to do the other day, so we'll do that. I don't even know what my result was on that, but we will go through that and we'll do that again. So that looks interesting or exciting. I hope you guys enjoyed. Good to have you guys here. I'll answer questions that you guys have as well. Let's see what news has just dropped. DeAndre Hunter's out today. Rob Williams is playing. Let's go through injury updates. Lakers just announced their starters. I'm just going to double check that. Walker, Beverly, Schroeder, Bryant, James. So the same starting lineup. The Magic is the same as well. Wagner, Fultz, Banchero, and Bol, with Carter and Harris coming off the bench. So that's the same lineups there. Let's look. Tyrese Maxey remains out, Philadelphia, but Denny Avdia is back. Jalen Suggs remains out for the Magic. John Wall is out for the Clippers, but Kawhi is back. Precious Achiuwa is out for the Raptors. Capella and Hunter are out for the Hawks. Chris Duarte has popped up as questionable with ankle soreness. Rob Williams is in. Eric Gordon is out for the Rockets. Jason Tate's out for the Rockets. Keldon Johnson's appeared on the injury report. I knew that one of those starters probably wasn't going to play. We'll see. He's still not ruled out, but he's questionable for the Spurs. Devin Booker's out. He's gone home. He's not on their road trip, so you'd think he's out for a week or so. Payne or Shamet are both out. Finney Smith is out. Jalen Brunson's still questionable. LaMelo Ball is probable, but Big Dick Nick Richards is out, so Mark Williams gets some minutes there. Wiggins is out for the Warriors. Curry's out, of course. JaMychal Green is out. And Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is probable, while Aaron Gordon is questionable, and Domantas Sabonis remains questionable. Don't know if there's any more news that's come through there. We've got the Sixers starting lineup: Tucker, Harris, Embiid, Melton, Harden. Good to see you guys here. All right, should we do NBA Pick'em? Let's go and have a look at that now. Which team will make more free throws, Lakers or Magic? LeBron. It's LeBron. Let's take Lakers. Sixers and Wizards. Who will shoot a better field goal percentage? Sixers. First to 15. Hawks, Pacers. Who will hit 15 points first? Hawks. Raptors, Clippers. Who will hit 15 points first? Clippers. Suns, Grizzlies. Who will have more steals? Who will have more steals? I'm going to say Phoenix. First to 15, Spurs, Thunder. Who will hit 15 first? Thunder. Will Randall make more than 5 free throws? Yes. Which player will score more points, LaMelo or Jordan Poole? LaMelo. Who will have more steals, Nuggets or Kings? Nuggets. Next question goes live at the start of the first quarter. All right, there's our questions. What do you guys think of those? Let's throw the lineup screen back across and you can see who we know is starting. So we've got Lakers, Magic confirmed. We've got Sixers confirmed. We've got Raptors confirmed. Van Vliet, Barnes, Anunoby, Hernangomez, Siakam. The fact that Juancho Hernangomez is starting remains absolutely insane to me. The big statuses we're waiting on: Aaron Gordon, Domantas Sabonis, Jalen Brunson, and Keldon Johnson. They're the big ones that we are waiting for today. We've also got a dribble game to do, so we might as well crack over and do that right now as well. Yes, I will answer your questions. Don't worry, we'll get there. Let's do a dribble game. Saddiq Bey and Kevin Love. So Saddiq Bey has only played for the Pistons. So who's Pistons and Cavs? Who's Pistons and Cavs? Who's Pistons and Cavs? Jarrett Allen, Karis LeVert, Garland, Mitchell, Wade, Okoro, Osman, Lopez, Diakite. No, what about on the Pistons? Corey Joseph, Alec Burks. Alec Burks play for the Cavs? No. Bagley, no. Stuart Duran, no. Noel, no. Magruder, I said that, but no. Bloody, what's this one? Bay and Love. There's got to be a single connection here. Someone who played last season on the Pistons? Who am I missing? Who's a... Luke Kennard, no. Old school Wolves player? Probably not. Maybe Maybe it is Alec Burks. I reckon I can connect Alec Burks. I can connect Alec Burks to Kevin Love easily. Oh, what is Alec Burks? What? Alec Burks played with Kevin Love? When did he play for the Cavs? Man, I completely forgot that part of Alec Burks' career. Wow. Okay. Oh, I need to go look at that. When the hell did Alec Burks play for the Cavs? It's going to be like a half-season situation, isn't it? I'm sure one of you guys in the chat knows this. Why can't I remember that? Let's have a look. Alec Burks. Oh, he did. He played 34 games in the 18-19 season. He was traded from the Jazz to the Cavs and then traded again to the Kings. So he didn't even start or finish the season in Cleveland. Wow, that was tough. Who have you got that one? Andre Drummond. Did Drummond play with Bay? Or was Drummond gone before Bay arrived? All right, let's get questions. How did I do in the last pick? I don't know, Lucky, because I don't know how to even check that. How do I check that? Picks, leaderboards. How do I picks? Let's have a look. NBA Pick'em. Which day was it that I did it? I didn't do the 27th. 26th, there was no games there. How do I check the results? Can you guys see this? Was this the one that I did? I can't remember. Oh, here we go. Who will make more free throws? Bucks or Cavs? Got it wrong. Who will have more steals? Harris or Ivy? Got it wrong. Who will make more three-pointer? Bulls and Hawks? Got it wrong. Here we go. Who will grab more rebounds? Miles Turner, Al Horford? Bang. Who will Kyrie hit more than 3 threes? No. Got it right. Bang. Missed this one here. Anthony Edwards have more assists than Dinwiddie? Got it. Kings hit 15 first? Got it. Not great. And didn't put on that one. Wasn't a great night. I would have 40 points. It's not great. Anyway. That's just the way it goes, isn't it? And then we've got to wait for this other one to open up. Next question, start of quarter 1. Okay. See if we do better this time. Ingram out again tomorrow. Yes, he is. Stream Sohan or Hachimura today? I don't love Rui as a streamer ever. Sohan's got more diversity in his game. So it's probably him. Wendell Carter is not out. He's just coming off the bench on a minutes restriction. Who's a better basketball player, Jar or Trey, in my opinion? They're both really bad defenders. Jar is obviously more athletic and more exciting. Trey's a better passer. Trey's a better shooter. It's tough. It's probably Jar. Is it more useful to stream Najee Marshall's spot now that more of the Pelicans... Yes, Marshall won't really be able to hit 25 minutes even with Ingram out because like Jones and Murphy and Zion are all back, so he's not really a 12-team league guy. Is TJ Warren worth an ad? Trong, there's literally a show I did just before this. TJ Warren's on the thumbnail. We're talking about him, and I'm not convinced that he's going to maintain value all season, but I think it's worth having a crack. Rob Williams, 14 minutes, maybe because he was sick. Yeah, I think I speculated that on the Sunday show, saying maybe he was still suffering, or on the Christmas show, maybe he was still suffering a little bit. Maybe I wrote it somewhere. I don't remember. Maybe he's still suffering from that illness. And then he was again tagged ill today, but he is available. So that is part of it. He is on the Bilo. It was on the Bilo show today. So hopefully he's able to pick it up soon. What Kings big today do we stream, if any? I think Keenan. I think it's going to be a mess. I think Alex Len will start if Sabonis is out. But honestly, there's 4 guys. Namus Keita, Trey Lyles, Alex Len, Rashawn Holmes, and Chemezi Metu. There's 5 players who they can run through there. I wouldn't feel comfortable. I think in general, you stream in the starter, and that's Alex Len, but I wouldn't feel good about it. How old is my son? He's 15. Good day, Josh. Just want to ask, when you say trade for a top 60 player, is that projected rest of season ADP? Using ADP wrong, but that's fine. But not everyone needs to understand things and learn things, and I'm not saying it to... I'm not trying to be a dick here. ADP means average draft position. ADP is only a term that is used in fantasy drafts. When we head to this part of the season, it's rank. And I get what you're trying to say, but if you're talking to other people, those things can get confusing. So just, not a projected rest of season rank or current season rank. I'm using projected rest of season rank because we know that guys and ranks currently, there's a lot of factors that influence those. And what you're trying to do is take advantage of people who don't look forward and only look back. And that's how you do buy lows, sell highs. So you should be looking projected moving forward and hopefully they're looking at things that have happened already that aren't necessarily going to occur. That's the whole point of that. Yeah, I just said that about who's the Sabonis pickup. I don't know. They are going to start Len if Sabonis is out. But literally, in terms of long-term stuff, Sabonis doesn't look like he's going to miss much time, if any. So I don't think I'd bother too much with it. Is Hachimura usable for the back-to-back in a cat league? Well, for his scoring, he can be, but Avdiya's back. So how they run with Avdiya back and Barton playing, a full healthy team, Avdiya's starting again. The back-to-back gives Rui a boost, but he's not the best option. But yeah, the back-to-back means he can be useful. Should we expect a solid Delon Wright game today? Like, I thought I was a big Delon Wright fan, but I feel like I get questions about him every day. Like, what are you expecting from a backup point guard who came back from a 2-month hamstring absence? Like, people are expecting so much out of Delon Wright, and do we expect a solid... Like, I think your expectation should be no. You're not expecting a solid Delon Wright game. Hang on a second. The Wizards lineup just changed. He might be good, but there's a long runway for him to get there. He's not there yet. What just happened with those numbers? I need to go look at what with that Wizards lineup because they've put... Hang on. So, no, the Wizards aren't starting Avdiya. My bad. What are they doing? They're starting Gafford again. Gafford stream. He only played 20 minutes last game, but if he plays 24, that's 12 team. Even with Avdiya back. That hurts Hachimura as well. Because it means Avdiya and Hachimura and Kispert are all fighting for those bench minutes. So they're starting big again. Wes Unsell's a dreadful coach. But it does make Gafford an interesting stream. Didn't expect that. Did not expect Dan Gafford to start. There you go. What he plays and the minutes is really, really interesting. Okay. We need to watch that. Do I think the increased blocks of wood will stick? Wouter, go check out my show today when we talked about in the buy low, sell high. We discussed that very thing. He's double his season-long block rate. So no, I don't think he's going to average 2 blocks a game, which he's done over the last 7 games. No, I don't think that at all. Can he be a 1.2 block? Maybe, but the 2 is no way. Would I consider Sabonis doubtful because he didn't participate in shoot-around? Yes. Yes, I would consider him very doubtful. First-time commenter, Jay Quiz. Please read this. Bol and Hayward for Chris Middleton and Ben Simmons. Well, to me, it's clearly Middleton and Simmons, but you always have to look at how it makes sense on your team because Simmons is a very unique player in a category league for the different things that he can and can't do. Hayward's really not providing much. Bol, I think, is going to drop off, and Middleton's the only player there with top 50 upside. So that's the side I want, even though he's struggling. Jordan says, just a funny one, your sound drops are generally the best. Thanks, mate. Makes me laugh every time Dylan Brooks gets the worst. Yeah, because he sucks. The worst. Who do I think... How long do I think Wendell will come off the bench for? Well, they've got a back-to-back here Tuesday, Wednesday. I think that by the end of the week, he'll be back starting. I don't think it'll take that long. Trevor says, how long, or haven't been here for a while, but how do you feel about Jalen Green's season? Not good. Like, he's been up and down. He hasn't taken the steps that I'd hoped he would take. His efficiency has actually dropped off. He's shown some flashes with some defensive improvements in steals. His assists have been okay. But I would say overall, he's been a bit of a disappointment. Mark Williams or Josh Richardson? Well, I don't even know that Richardson's going to play. So, and I know Williams is. So I take him. I don't think that he is. I don't think Thinger's going to play. Where do you find projected rank? Shannon, basketballmonster.com. If you remember, we have projected ranks for everybody moving forward. I adjust players' rankings and projections every single day, and we do that all the time. That's what we do. Delon Wright worth a look? Yeah, I'd probably look at him and go, I don't think so. Like, we're talking about a backup point guard here that you're hoping can play 26 minutes by overtaking Monte Morris, and even then being extremely low usage and getting by on steals only. I honestly don't think it's worth it at this point. It might not ever be worth it. Are the Spurs expected to rest anyone in the second half of the back-to-back? Yes, I expect that they do. It might be Keldon Johnson. And then maybe that's what happened yesterday with Josh Richardson. Maybe they rested him but didn't tell us in the first half of the back-to-back. But they are continually frustrating with how we just don't know what's going to happen. Is Cam Johnson a stash? Yeah, I think we're at that stage yet. Probably 2 weeks away. If you're 7th or 8th in your standings, it's hard to do it without injury reserve. Injury reserve, yes, stash him, right? But top of the standings, grab him. We'll see what happens. How do I rank the best players for Orlando? I think Paolo is clearly... Paolo's one, and then I think it's Franz and Wendell pretty close to each other. Then it's Fultz would be my top 4. Jordan Meng. Thoughts on Jabari Smith-Jr.? Do I hold on to him in 10-team points league? Jordan, this goes for you, but for everybody else as well who's watching. You're in a points league, all right? Let's have a look. What does he average? What is Jabari Smith's average for the season? But more importantly, what's his average over the last 2 weeks? How does that compare to other players on the waiver wire? If it's really close, within 2 to 3 fantasy points, 4 fantasy points of the guys on the waiver wire, then he's a guy you can drop for streamable value. I think he's still got some room to improve, but his last 2 weeks have been sort of bang on where you want him to be. So have a look what he's averaging over that time. Is there a reason why you'd recommend Schroeder and Reeves in deeper leagues over Pat Bev? I think Reeves is probably a 12-team league guy at the moment. Schroeder's like a 12 to 14. Beverly's like a 14 to 16. I think they're all in 16. Like if you're in 16-team leagues, they're all rosterable. All 3 of those guys are pretty clearly rosterable. Reeves is 12. Schroeder is maybe 12. And Beverly's 14. So that's the order that I have them in. But it's not that big a difference. Is Poku worth a drop? Well, if you drop him, you're going to get a 0. So the question's going to be, should I drop Poku for this player? And I don't know, because I don't know who that player is. What are the odds Halliburton maintains a top 2 spot? Well, he's not there yet. He's not there now, so the odds would be 0. Halliburton is not a top 2 player. I don't know where you're getting that from. I think he's maybe 10th. And I know you're going to tell me, oh, but turnovers, it's one of the categories. He's actually 4th overall. Where are you seeing that Tyrese Halliburton's the second best player? Because he just isn't. Unless, am I wildly wrong on that? Let me bring up my numbers. Halliburton's 10th with the way I use rankings, with some weightings and turning with no turnovers, because I think that's more accurate representation. And I'm just going to put turnovers on, like as a category, and he's 9th. Where are you seeing that he's second? Your league would have to have some pretty weird stats. Are you looking at total value? But even then, like he's not. I'm really baffled by that. And I know I'm focusing on it too much. God, my whole browser is going so slow. That's just really frustrating at the moment. All right, so I'm gonna go to standard 9-cat rankings for Halliburton because it's confusing me what you're talking about. He's 9th. What are you talking about? He's second. Mate, I don't know. You kids. Okay. Someone said he's probably looking at Yahoo's projected rank. Do Yahoo have him projected the number 2 overall player? Well, that's how you take advantage of that, because it's just not true. Like, he's just not that guy. So I don't know what the hell that's being based on. But they're ranked. Remember when they had Derek White as the 30th best player this season? When in reality he was like 100th? Some stuff is really weird. Okay, look, I'm going to check this out now. Even then, even on this Yahoo league that I'm looking at, he's projected 8th, ranking 8. Anyway, I don't need to talk about it anymore. Silly. Anyway, he's not the number 2 player. Let's go. This is too much time. You have Jalen Smith in a 14-team league. Should I drop? Well, who are you adding? I don't know whether you should drop him. It depends who you'd add, really. Do I try to keep backups for every position on the bench? No, I don't really focus on that. Look, you don't want to have all of your utilities be point guards and then your entire bench be point guards. That gives you no flexibility. But I don't make sure, well, I've got a forward, I've got a guard, and I've got a center. I don't necessarily look at it that way. Is AJ Griffin a good start today with DeAndre out? Yeah, I think that's a good move, yes. And Bogdanovic gets a bump as well. Odds that Fox improves from what he's been doing the last 2 weeks. Talked about him on today's Buy Low, Sell High show as well. Yes, he's like 119th over the last 2 weeks. So I'd be pretty surprised if he doesn't improve from that as we move forward. Pretty surprised. I believe ESPN released some new updated fantasy ranks today. Let's have a look. Do they actually update them? When do they update them? No, 20. Yeah, they did. Let's have a look. What stands out as being funny on those ranks? Maybe not much. Now, it looks like they've taken some of the silliness away. Remember, the ones they had last week were crazy. Let's see if there's anything down the bottom that makes me laugh. Marco Fultz at 175 seems low. Jalen Duren at 168 seems crazy. What else is going on in these rankings? Wouldn't want I'd assume at 150 personally. But they've made a lot of adjustments after I called them out. I wonder if anyone else called them out. Kevin Porter at 119 is insane. That's ridiculous. Josh Giddey at 122 is ridiculous. I think Jabari Smith at 117 is not really great. Chris Boucher at 109 is ludicrous. Bruce Brown at 105 is also, I think, a little bit silly. Isaiah Stewart at 102 feels a little silly. What else is on these rankings? I'm just going through this as we talk here. Christian Wood at 81 feels a little low. Feels a little low. Jaren Jackson at 70. Bit low. Otherwise, they've improved a lot from what they did initially. Still Kawhi at 54. I think he's probably should be higher than that. My favourite to win my 16-team fantasy football championship? I actually don't know. Let's have a look at what the matchup says. It's going to really... I think my favoritism is going to depend a lot on what happens with Jalen Hurts. I'm going to open it up now. What happened there? All right, let's have a look at my team. All right, we're in the final. Good for me. Tyson Algier, we'll put him in. All right, let's start my defense. I don't think it updates immediately the projections after I just made adjustments. My opponent's projected for 106 fantasy points. I think I'll beat that. But it's really going to depend on Hurts. Hurts, yeah. And I think I'm going to be favored, yeah. Are there any fantasy analysts you trust that work for the larger media outlets? I'll say this, right? Andre Snellings, who does ESPN stuff, but he focuses on points content. Really smart guy. Really like him. We used to work together at RotoWire a lot. I think a lot of the failings of ESPN, it's not to do with him. His points league rankings are actually pretty strong. It's the category league stuff that's pretty bad, I think. What do you mean by Yahoo? Dan Titus, who's been on the show, I think he does really good work. I think he's really smart. Is that what you mean by the big things? It's probably I really like Andre, I really like Dan quite a bit as well. What is my biggest miss? Probably Jalen Smith's one of them. I did a show on this the other day. Yeah, Terry Rozier, having him higher than what he's produced. Having Toby Harris lower than what he's produced. They're probably my biggest ones, I'd say. Maybe Cade as well. That stunk, and then he got hurt, which made it even worse. Is Josh Hart must roster in a 10 team? That's close. Probably. But in a 10 team, I can see an argument against that. Is Brandon Clark really top 60 over the last 2 weeks? I don't think so. Let's have a look. Again, that might be fueled by... They've had a couple of blowouts in there, and it might very much be fueled by absolute lack of turnovers. I'm trying to bring up my numbers here. There's almost no way he's top... Well, maybe he is. Maybe he is. Let's have a look. I don't recall when I looked at last 2 weeks' rankings earlier today that I don't recall seeing him there. Oh my God. Why is Google Chrome so slow? Far out. Come on. Anyway, I can't bring it up because my bloody system's all crashing. Do I like Aussie musician Pete Murray? It's just like, it's okay music. Pete Murray, rugby league legend. He's okay. My favourite TV show this year. Give me some, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Give me some nominations and I'll tell you. I can't think off the top of my head. Thoughts on Bane tonight? Oh, I think he's going to be better than what he's been the last 2 games. I'm really confident in that. Is Vanderbilt 10-team must roster? No, he's not. Powell or Monk tonight? I'll take Monk. Should you hold Alvarado or Batum for this week in points? Probably Batum. Is this show about daily fantasy basketball or fantasy league basketball? What do you mean? Like, is this about DFS? Not really. Like, but what it is, it's Javi. It's basically just what's happening in the day. Like, what's the news? What are the lineups? What stuff have we heard? 2 more weeks for Dorian Finney-Smith, by the way. So it just gives you all the updated lineups information, which you can use for whatever sort of purpose you want to use it for. Do I ever find issues or flaws in my player ranking algorithm? Our algorithm's not anything complicated, right? It's every stat and a standard score, which is a standard score is how far away from the mean of that category, the average of that category, and then divided by standard deviations. That's how it's worked out. And then it's all standardized down to a standard score so you can compare the big numbers in points versus the small numbers in steals. And yes, there are flaws in that system. And yeah, you know that I talk about flaws in rankings by people overvaluing turnovers and the low volume stats like blocks and steals that can just completely go out of whack. Like if you get 1.2 steals versus 0.7 steals, and realistically it's 1 extra steal a week, but that might jump you 40 spots because of how low volume they are. So those are flaws, but the formula is nothing, it's nothing magical. It's literally standard scores for the categories. That is it. And that's how it's worked out. But yeah, there are, the way I try to weight things, when I talk about my own personal rankings, and I change those up by removing turnovers and down weighting the low volumes, I think that gives a better idea, but it's never going to be perfect. Haven't seen White Lotus yet, Aaron. It's on our list to start watching soon, though, but I am going to watch it soon. Wednesday, I watched a couple of episodes, did not like it at all. What was the guy on Twitter you suggested about fantasy analysts? I can't spell his name. I got no idea. What do you mean? Cool, I reckon you might look at Alex Len minimum salary. I do like that. DFS is daily fantasy sports. Someone just asked. Oh yeah, House of Dragons. House of the Dragon, actually. Yeah, that was really good. I really enjoyed watching that. Reasonable to drop Tyus Jones for Mo Wagner. I think Wagner's value is going to drop. I'm almost confident of that. Like, he's putting up really big numbers, but he's not going to play 27 minutes a night rest of the season. He just isn't. So Wagner's value is going to drop. Now, for the short term, for today, yeah, Wagner's got way more value than Tyus Jones. And Tyus Jones is only going to be useful on games that Morant is sitting. But part of having Jones is sitting on him and seeing if you're in a strong position, if Morant gets hurt, and then you take advantage of that. Where do I see Gobert's trajectory heading? I still see him being worth a second, third round pick. Really, all it comes down to is he's going to block shots again. And at this point, 35 games into the season, whatever he is, I'm not convinced that he is. So I think we're looking at him more as 4th round versus 3rd round or 2nd round because the blocks just aren't there. And that's the difference. That is the difference. Altered Carbon, haven't seen that, but I have heard good things about it. And that actually will take us out of today's show. So I appreciate everyone being here. Appreciate everyone being here. We'll get out of here. I will go check out the other shows. Buy Low, What to Watch For, the streaming show. That's already up. And then we'll be back with a recap show later on today. I hope you guys have luck in your matchups, in whatever you're doing today in your life. Enjoy it. Have a good day. Guys, I'll see you later.